Well, thanks for coming today. We have a new recipe. I don't think that this one's been out yet. It's the lemon chicken bowl. This was designed and created by some of our staff, our team of food directors. So, new one. It's called a lemon chicken quinoa bowl. So I'm going to make all of it today, so you can see how it goes from start to finish. It's an easy, quick one. First off, I got some chicken breasts. I got a little spice mix of salt, pepper, garlic. I'm not going to do a lot of salt because some of you can't do it, but I'm going to do a little bit so that you have some flavor. And you can put whatever kind of herbs or whatever you like for your chicken. You can add that to it. It's not going to be a problem. I like, with my lemon, sometimes I like to add a little basil with that. Sometimes I like a little rosemary with that. Thyme and lemon goes well. Or if you don't care about any of that stuff, salt and pepper works too. Okay, so the idea is to keep a lot of fat out, so I'm going to use this little spray today. Got a little nonstick pan, little spray. I like to personally use olive oil, the lighter olive oil when I do searing, or pumice olive oil. I think I've told you guys about that before. Those of you who come, I see new faces too. So yeah, pumice olive oil is the last press. It's not the virgin, so it's lighter. It's got and it'll flash higher, so you can heat it a lot higher temperatures. So it's nice for using when you're doing cooking. And it's a lighter oil, and it's got less of that kind of olive oil taste to it. It's more neutral to cook with. And it's also a monounsaturated, so it's good for you. So we got a little heat on that. We're going to throw the chicken down.
Yes, as much as you can fill out. If there's something on there you don't understand or don't know, just give it a
I like to go high heat first, sear it, and then cut the heat down a little bit. That seals the juices in. You cook it at low temp all the way. It kind of has that opaque, goofy looking, ugly, light color to it. You get a nice sear on it, and it also keeps the juice in. All right, and while we're doing that, we're going to make the quinoa. So, got a half a cup of quinoa. What I like to do with quinoa is I like to cook it dry first. So I'm going to get it more of a nutty kind of flavor to it. So I'm just going to put it in this pan. I blow on it to get the gas too. People always ask me, why do you blow on it? The gas moves to the pipe that way. So yes, do it like popcorn. Just a little dry. Until it gets just kind of a little bit brown, slightly. And then you add your water to it. I don't know if we can see it here. Maybe? Yeah. Okay. And then for quinoa, I do 2 to 1. So half a cup, I'm going to put a cup of water. And then once that's started, this will take 10-ish minutes, 7, 8, 10 minutes as we're cooking it. I'm going to heat up, I'm going to steam some broccoli. So if you have a steam pan, nice. If you don't, just put a tiny bit of water in the bottom. And then don't boil it, just set it in that little bit of water. You just got to keep an eye on it so that if the water burns out, you're not charring your stuff. But just a tiny bit of water in the bottom. This is my lid. You always lose the lid around. That's how that works. So we'll get that going. And then while we're doing that, I'm going to get some lemon juice. So I roll it like this so that it breaks the cells down a little bit. So when I cut it open, the juice comes in a lot easier. That's why I do that. And then in this pan we have cherry tomatoes. We had shawarmas for lunch today, so these were already done. So I didn't bother to grab them. Okay. Well, some of the broccoli is going to be ginormous. So what I'm going to do is break it down a little bit. These are the kind of broccoli you usually send in your boxes with you. When I buy it, or if I grow it, obviously I like the full one. I don't like things to come pre-packaged, cut up like this, because you lose a little bit of nutrition when you process it. So if it sits this way for a week or month or however long it sit in storage, you got all the good stuff going out. Break it down, it degrades. So if you can find something that's kind of the whole piece, that'll keep your nutrition a little more intact longer. All right, so things are starting to boil. We're turning down a little bit. Chicken searing up. Can you see that? Yeah, the little screen can see. Perfect. So we got a little brown on that. I'll try to pick it up some lots. We got a little brown on. All right. That's going. And if you find it's taking a little while, after you start your sear up, you want it to get done, just add a little bit of water to the pan, and that throws a little steam up. You see that little steam come up, and that cooks it a little faster. I don't ever put a lot because I don't like to boil it, but a little bit around it. It's kind of like when you're doing wok cooking and those kinds of things. It just kind of speeds the whole process up a little bit. We got that, so I'm going to get the broccoli in. Now that we got those things going. Put a little lid on that. So in the meantime, while this stuff's cooking, I had made a little quinoa and brown rice earlier, so we're going to use that as a base. All right, let's test this out, see where we're at. Who knows how hot you're supposed to have it? That's right, chicken, 165. Nice job. I mean, I like eating it raw. You can get freaked out about the chicken. And pork too. I mean, trichinosis has been long gone, but people still worry about it. Now, if you've heard me talk about the other stuff about lactobacillus fermenting and those kinds of things, and getting your gut flora healthy, you can eat things raw and dead, roadkill, all that. Your gut will handle it. But you gotta stay healthy. So we gotta preach what we do here. All right, add some water to that. I can smell it. We were at 150. Lots of seeds in this guy. This one too. All right. All right. When my lemons have a lot of seeds in them, I don't like to squeeze them right over the bowl. I don't like picking seeds out, so I usually get this little thing. Do a little squish, a little cup. If you have a little device, kind of fun. While we're waiting for that, we'll get a little device. It's nice to have. Take them in there. You get so much out. Let's see if we get much more out of this one. Well, look at that.
That's surprising, huh?
These things also tend to keep the seeds in place. You lose a few because there's little holes in the bottom. For the most part, they hold. All right. Almost done. All right, let's assess that. We're good. Okay. So, pull this chicken off. And I'm going to let that rest on the cutting board for a couple minutes. Because if you cut it right now, it just juice out everywhere. But if you let it sit there for a minute, then the juices enter back into the cells, and when you cut it, it'll stay drier, so you won't have stuff running all over your table. So rest it. It's a good thing to do. That. Anything else? All right. While we're resting that, got our quinoa. That one's coming along. You can see it or not. Still a little juicy. Just another minute or two. Broccoli. I like to just kind of green it up and get it a little bright. I don't really like to cook it a whole lot. I like to keep it crisp. Preference. It also keeps more of your nutrients in it when you do it that way. If you have trouble chewing, then you got to go a little further. But if you don't, try to learn to eat it crisper, and you get more nutritional value out of it. If you could eat it raw, even better. But, it's kind of weird to eat raw stuff all the time. It should be good. So I'd say that's good to me. All right. Any questions while I'm waiting for this chicken?
Things good.
All right. Okay. I think. All right. There's different ways you can do bowls. Sometimes it's nice to do a dice cut where you just cut it across the grain like that. Cut it across the grain again. And you have some diced chicken right there. Put it in a bowl. Another nice thing to do is to cut it just in strips this way, across the grain. So you'll see the grain runs this way, across the grain so it's not tough. So just take it like that. And you can lay it up that way. And another way to do it is to take your blade and go flat and you shave it like this. And you get like thin. I like to do this for sandwiches and tacos and stuff like that, especially because you get more coverage on a tortilla or more coverage on a piece of bread this way. And it's also really easier to chew. Kind of a nice thing to do. So that's just choice, however you like to do it. All right. Nice to have a sharp knife when you do that. Otherwise, you just turn it into a pile of sawdust. All right. That quinoa is just seconds away, and we'll mix it all together with this quinoa brown rice that I done earlier. And I'll set you guys up. Taste.
So this one's in there.
It will be. This is a new one.
Okay.
Yeah, we got a couple of breakfast ones come out, and then this one. So we're trying to come up with some stuff. This, I mean, you see how quick this was to make.
Yeah.
Trying to find some stuff that's a little faster, a little quicker to prepare. Not as many ingredients to have to sort through and mess with. All right. So we'll put a little in the bowl. Were you able to see that there? So I'll do that. Throw a few of these inside. And you can cut these down even further if you like. If you're making a bowl, sometimes it's nice to have smaller pieces. Tomatoes in there for color. Looks like Christmas now. Alrighty. You can put your whole piece of chicken on. But since we're just doing tasters. I'll try to put one of these guys on so you can try the thinner ones. All right, once you got that, just take your lemon juice, a little bit on there like so.
And then put your melon mascara.
Now brighten it up a little bit. Salt and pepper, good to go. All right, you guys want a taster? It's pretty fresh and bright. Yeah. got it.
These are pretty.
Yeah, it looks even nicer on a plate instead of on a little ceramic bowl rather than those little goofy cups.